Good morning, welcome to CATEX TV. My name is Frank Fortunato. Today is Wednesday, October 19, 2016. If you want to follow us on Twitter, please go to CATEX TV. Well, we now know it was the Ecuadorian government itself which shut down Julian Assange of WikiLeaks, shut down his internet access at the Ecuadorian embassy in London where he lives. The president of Ecuador, President Correa, said that the government of Ecuador is in no way interested in influencing the American elections. Thousands of people have been evacuated from coastal and low-lying areas in the northern Philippines as one of the most deadly super typhoons ever recorded is churning its way toward that area. This would be Super Typhoon Haima. It's packing wind gusts of 200 miles per hour. The typhoon is expected to trigger a storm surge of at least 16 feet. It's going to be the most powerful storm to hit the Philippines since the deadly Super Typhoon Haiyan 3 years ago. That storm killed more than 6,000 people and caused extensive devastation throughout the country. Forecasters say that fortunately, Haima looks set to strike in the country's less populated and better prepared far northern region, which is lashed by several typhoons each year, including Typhoon Sarika, which went through about 5 days ago. The Lloyd's Market will lose money in the near future as soft pricing continues to pile margin pressure on carriers. This is according to active underwriter Toby Drysdale from Atrium Syndicate. Speaking in London earlier today, Drysdale said it would be much harder this year for carriers to continue to be, as he put it, lucky. All the underwriters you speak to will tell you that now is not the time to be increasing your investment in Lloyd's. The current market conditions are appalling. He said Lloyd's syndicates continue to produce satisfactory results, and it may lead some to think that the soft market is a myth, but he said the market has not been experiencing anything like average loss years. He said as such, profits can be made in any 1 year in isolation, and this is happening across all short-tail, high-margin classes. He said rates have been driven down to historical lows, but without any losses, we can still make significant amounts of money. The reality is that rates are unsustainable. He said the relentless softening has been driven by overcapacity, a situation for which we're all equally guilty. He pointed to the new Lloyd startup started by former Cathedral CEO Peter Scales' Blenheim Syndicate, which has been approved for a startup on January 1st with $184 million in capacity. Drysdale said the market doesn't need any more capacity, but we're all contributing. Drysdale said that Lloyd should change its approach and accept that the markets have to lose money. Very interesting string of comments from somebody well respected in the London market. The German chemical company BASF faces a prolonged shutdown of production units at its chemical site in Germany, the largest complex that it has in its whole portfolio. This is after the explosion earlier this week that killed 2 employees. BASF said that 2 steam crackers at the installation remain halted, and another 20 facilities throughout the BASF empire have either stopped or only partially producing, according to a statement yesterday. BASF said 1 person is still missing from the sprawling site at Ludwigshafen, which is the company's biggest plant. Some production units could be down for an extended period of time, hurting sales and earnings. According to analysts, the closing of the 2 steam crackers will mainly impact the company's basic chemicals division, which make up about 21% of sales and about 30% of earnings before interest. Analysts say that about 6% of BASF's annual earnings might be directly impacted by the fire. This could be a potentially very big deal. The head of South Korean retail giant Lotte, one of the country's largest family-controlled conglomerates, was indicted earlier today on tax evasion, embezzlement, and other criminal charges. Several relatives of the Lotte chairman, 61-year-old Shin Dong-bin, were also indicted. The family's been accused of evading $76 million of taxes overall and costing the company $165 million through embezzlement. Corruption scandals have regularly rocked family-controlled conglomerates, or chaebols, in South Korea, but it's rare for the entire chaebol family to be indicted together. American International Group announced yesterday that it's selling its local commercial and consumer insurance operations in Argentina, Chile, Colombia, Uruguay, Venezuela, and Turkey to Canadian-based Fairfax Financial Holdings. The price is going to be about $240 million. AIG is also selling Fairfax renewal rights for its businesses written in Central Europe. Prem Watsa, Fairfax chairman and CEO, said that AIG's Latin American companies are well established in their respective markets and will significantly expand our footprint in Latin America. An earthquake with a magnitude of 5.5 rocked the islands in the Caribbean last night, but there were no immediate reports of any damage. The quake was centered 8 kilometers southwest of Dominica. It occurred at 6:08 p.m. local time. And later this week, Saudi Arabia is going to go ahead with it. They're going to raise money of a total of $17.5 billion by selling bonds for the first time to international investors. For the 5-year tranche of the bonds, Saudi Arabia said it would pay about 1.4 percentage points above the U.S. Treasury rate. The U.S. Treasury rate's about 0.66% now, so this means we'll come in at about 2.06%. Saudi Arabia joins other oil exporters throughout the Gulf, such as Qatar, Bahrain, Oman, and Abu Dhabi, that are increasingly trying to raise funds through international markets to plug huge budget deficits. One of the things you'll hear often in the American presidential campaigns from one candidate is that Saudi Arabia is awash in cash. That's all they have. Apparently that's not the case. Speaking of the presidential candidacies, the final debate is tonight in Las Vegas, Nevada, and there remains 20 days to go. That's the news for today. If we have any breaking news, we'll come back and tell you. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.